welcome back to my channel, Welsh Reviews. I'm Gareth, and today I'm going to be doing my review for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. So this is the fifth movie in the Mad Max series, but this ain't anything to do with the Mad Max movies. Obviously, it is a prequel to the last one, Fury Road, which pretty much was more of a Furiosa movie anyway. Does have Max in it, played by Tom Hardy, obviously. But that is more for a Furiosa movie than this. So this is a prequel to her story. So pretty much how she was kidnapped, how she survived being kidnapped, working her way up, trying to get revenge, and then getting to where we are at the beginning of Fury Road, really. It is. So the movie is directed by George Miller, who's directed them all. It is written by him as well, obviously, and Rick LaForest as well. Stars Anya Taylor-Joy, one of my favourite actresses out right now. She's absolutely brilliant in everything she does, really. Chris Hemsworth is the new, kind of the main bad guy of this movie. Dr. Dementus, he's called in this. It is. You have a character, another guy, Tom Burke, who is Praetorian Jack. So he was pretty much the lorry driver before Anya Taylor-Joy's Furiosa gets it pretty much in Fury Road and all that. It is Ayala Brown plays a young Furiosa, does a brilliant job. She does as well in this. They did a bit of trickery with the face and all that, of when she gets a bit older. So you transition to Anya Taylor-Joy, the face, so you don't really recognise as Anya Taylor-Joy quite when she comes into it. She does look like the younger person, especially the height and that, compared to the other actors in the movie as well. A few older characters from the Fury Road movie do come back. So we get a bit of Angus Sampson, who's organic mechanic. He is pretty much with Dementus in the beginning and all that, and he gets traded to a mortis jaw with Furiosa and all that, in a bit of a treaty between the two factions. It is. Nathan Jones is back as Rictus Erectus. It is. A couple of the others as well. The main, the guy from Bullet Town, the main leader of Bullet Town, and the new one from Gastown, I think, you know, with fake nose and the nipple rings in it as well. They return for this movie as well. There is a new brother in this as well to Erectus, who is Scrotus. Bloody love the names of these characters in the in these Mad Max movies. Absolutely love them. Who's played by Josh Hellman, who is, surprising enough, he's not in Fury Road, but no real spoilers, but he doesn't die in this movie either. So it's a bit of a weird one there, having a new character like that in this, who's not in Fury Road, but doesn't die in this movie either. It ain't. So, but like I said, main part of the movie is pretty much Furiosa getting kidnapped from her green place, you know, where she wants to get back to from Fury Road. So you see a tiny bit of that in the beginning of the movie. Her mother goes after her to try to rescue her. Does rescue her at one point, but unfortunately gets captured again, and her mother gets tortured and killed by Dementus. Dementus. So he does have his own group and all that, who scour the wastelands looking for that plentiful thing where they don't really have to look for stuff anymore. So they do happen to come across a war boy who takes them to a mortis jaw. He tries to take over there, but the war boys and all that fight them off. It is. So you kind of get then, during the movie then, of Dementus trying to take over Gastown and stuff. So he does take over Gastown. So pretty much the rest of the movie then is just a kind of you got a mortis jaw and thing trying to work together, but then Dementus trying to take over Bullet Town and all them three little wasteland cities, or not cities, but strongholds, let's say. So obviously you've got Furiosa wants to try to escape, So when she gets traded, she does get put in with all the women that you pretty much like the Fury Road, them type of women. Because Erectus tries to kidnap her or tries to rape her. I'm not too sure in the part of the movie. She does escape and kind of lives with all the Scradlers and stuff like that in Fury and kind of works her way up a little bit and all that. But they all think she's a bloke, a scrawny bloke. So that's when you meet Praetorian Jack, who's going on a run. She hitches a ride on there, tries to escape. It is, but unfortunately that gets attacked, and she helps him fight off all. They fight off a faction that is split from Dementus. It is, and she helps him pretty much successfully do that. So he gives her his word that she will help her out by training her, etc., and all that, and that's how she becomes part of that group then for the truck. So it's pretty much just a revenge story then. I did really like this movie. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Not as good as Fury Road. I think Fury Road is definitely a step up on this one, especially in pretty much all the categories from this movie. It is. I think my only irk for the movie is the story. I think it's a bit convoluted. I think it's not. They should have just made it way more simpler. I don't think they really needed the Mentus, or maybe he wasn't part of another faction. Maybe he was part of a Mortis Jaws group who tries to take over that way instead of being a totally separate entity. It is really, and it would have been good to see her more build her way up in that faction, but you don't really see anything like that. It's kind of like quick bits of where she is and where she ends up, etc. And then pretty much you get to the end of the movie and where she is at the end of the movie. It is. It's the one thing that kind of irked me for this movie. It seems that we had a very simple story for Fury Road, where it was pretty much her trying to get back to the thing, and Max was there, etc. And then she kidnapped the kids, the females, etc. It was more of a simpler story, and then action-packed driving. Brilliant. The action in this is brilliant as well. Don't get me wrong. When they first use the truck to go through, and that's a brilliant action scene, which I really loved. A few extra things they put on the truck as well. It is a few little toys and that, which was fun. It is, but everything else in this movie was brilliant. Like I said, loved the action scenes. Anya Taylor-Joy was brilliant as usual. I like Chris Hemsworth's character as well. I did like him in this. He's not as serious as in Mortis Jaw. He starts off very serious people thing, but you realise then further on into the movie that he's not the leader you think he is, or he thinks he is at the end of the day. So he does a lot of stupid ideas and stuff like that. He does why parts of his crew kind of go off away from him. It is. Tom Burke was good. Praetorian Jack just reminded me of Mad Max, really, to be honest, of Max. He did. But yeah, he was good. Kind of like a little bit of a love interest with Furiosa in the movie. We do find out how Furiosa loses her arm as well. I'm not going to spoil that. I'm not. Obviously, there's a new Mortis Jaw as well. Lachi Hulam. If I butchered that, unfortunately, because the guy who played him before unfortunately passed away. It is, but yeah, CGI is not as great as the last movie. It is good in some parts. It is, but it does feel like a step down from the last movie. I think the last movie was so visually beautiful. Don't get me wrong, there's scenes in this which are beautiful as well, but overall, it's not as brilliant. It's not as good as the last movie. It's not. I like the music for the movie as well, similar to the last one, so I enjoyed that. Yeah, everything else, the action, the stunt work and all that, was all brilliant. And if you liked Fury Road, you're going to love this movie, you are. And it is an absolute brilliant thing. Another thing that kind of irked me in the movie, apologies for going back as well, is towards the end of the movie, you get supposedly a 40-day war. And it is literally a minute montage. And then you get to the last part of the movie then. So you don't actually see any of the war. So I'm wondering if maybe we'll get a movie for the 40-day war. Not 100% sure in here. I'm not. But yeah, it's another thing that irked me in this movie as well. But like I said, everything else was brilliant in this. Absolutely loved it. I've already pre-ordered the Steelbook from HMV. It's an exclusive Steelbook from there. Definitely getting it. Definitely can't wait to watch it again. Mad Max does make a little cameo in this movie as well towards the end. But it's not a thing. It's just like a backwards view of him and his car on a ridge, which has nothing to do with the movie at all. Nothing going forward in that movie at all. So I think it's just a little thing for the thing. So it's a very good movie. I give it a good solid 8 out of 10. I think George Miller's done another cracking one, and I think he could, for a guy who's supposedly in his 70s now, he is. He's showing the younger ones how to do it in the action movies, to be honest. But I think more studios need to give these directors a bit more leeway instead of stepping in for some of the action movies and that. And yeah, definitely worth watching. Definitely worth a watch on the big screen, because it hasn't done that well this weekend at the box office. I think, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's only made like 50, maybe 60 million over the course of the weekend, which is not good really for this movie. But then again, the last movie I don't think did amazing in the cinema as well. I think that only made about around 400 million maybe in the box office, which is just over double its budget at the time. I think it was like 150 million budget at the time. So yeah, but I definitely recommend you go and see this movie. Definitely see it in the cinema. It's worth it on the big screen with the sound and all that it is. And yeah, definitely a great movie. 8 out of 10 it is. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.